everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A. Earlier this week, I posted on my Instagram story asking you guys to send me any questions you had for me to answer, and I got back from you, so we're going to go over them today. It's been a while since I last did a video like this, and I thought it would be good to check with you guys, and it would be fun to answer some questions that you may be wondering about me, so let's get straight to it. So the first question I got was from the Cooler Socks. He asks, what's your favorite standard Ella Fitzgerald has recorded? So I know a lot of Ella standards that she's recorded have been with Louis Armstrong, and I think my favorite one would have to be Autumn in New York, because it's a very complex song, and I also just really like the way that their voices go together so well, and just overall the song is a really good song, so I think that would have to be my favorite one. Next question is from Roger_Chavez3. He asks, what song would you want to play or sing in the future? So obviously I am constantly working on recording new covers to upload or just to learn in general, but I'm not gonna tell you the songs that I'm recording right now so that they're a surprise, but future projects that I do, or future songs that I do want to eventually record or perform and sing, would have to be Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas, Layla by Eric Clapton,
Layla, got me on my knees, Layla.
I Love the Night by Blue Oyster Cult, and No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Clean.
At this kid who asks, what does the word art mean to you? So for context, about a couple weeks ago, I was on the Creative Moonlighting podcast hosted by Denise and Matthew Thornton, and we actually had a question that was very similar to this, which, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, I will leave the link to that podcast episode in the description below. You should go totally check out the podcast, not just my episode, but the podcast as a whole. I really enjoyed my conversation that I had with them, and it was so much fun. We recorded the episode and then we had a little jam session afterwards, and it was so much fun. But definitely go check that out if you want to learn more about me and my whole journey of becoming a musician. But yeah, so in that episode I had a question that was very similar to this. To answer your question, what does the word art mean to you? To me, art, or the term art, doesn't have to be limited to creative things like drawing and photography and music and dancing. I think an art can be anything that you're passionate about and that you can share with people or expand on, or that you can teach someone, because we all have different passions and we all have things we're interested in, and I don't think that art should be limited to just creative things. I think that anything really could be an art. So at Joanna E. Phoenix asks, what's your biggest music dream? So for me, as a musician, my ultimate goal in life is to build a fandom and tour around the world, because I really want to be able to share my music with the whole world, and I want to be able to bring people together and help people feel connected, and I want people to feel understood, and I want people to relate to my lyrics and my music. So I think that being able to travel around the world and meet different people and play for different crowds would really help me accomplish that goal, to someday become famous with the intention of helping others and bringing people together. I think that is my ultimate and biggest music dream. Next is a question from @Fiascos. She asks, what's the very first song you've covered? So, like the very like first song that I covered was Lucky by Jason Mraz. And that was a very long time ago. I don't even know if that video is still up on YouTube because a friend who I recorded that song with posted it on his YouTube. But so that was like my first cover I recorded. But before I had my YouTube channel, I used to record little mini covers on Instagram. And I think the very first song, or one of the very first songs that I covered and posted on Instagram was Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. And then on my YouTube, my very first cover was Yellow by Coldplay. Next question is from Alize.Manzar. She asks, what's your favorite song? Okay, everyone who always asks me this question, I answer it the same way. And it's, I can't pick a song because I always say I listen to anything between metal and opera. So like, I listen to anything and everything. So I can't necessarily pick a song because I feel like I'm betraying my other favorite songs. So obviously my favorite genre of music is rock or classic rock. So like I really love rock, but I can't pick a song. But maybe if I had to like pick.
One eternity later.
Oh. There's just so many songs that I like. But here are a couple of my favorite songs. Next question. This is actually another question from Joanna E. Phoenix. She asks, what's been the toughest part in your musical journey? Again, if you haven't checked out the podcast episode, you should totally go check it out because I kind of talked about this already in the podcast. So if you haven't already, please go check it out and subscribe to Creative Moonlighting because it was a really good podcast. And yeah. Anyways, it's probably been the people who have tried to take advantage of me. Because as a musician, whenever you start trying to put yourself out there and start trying to perform live or in public, you come across a lot of people or other musicians that are trying to take advantage of you and take advantage of the fact that you're new and you have no experience, and they either use you and they don't respect you, they don't really try to give you credit for any of your work, they don't try to help you, and or either they say they're gonna help you or they want to help you and they just end up using you for their own advantage, and then after they get what they want, they just forget about you or they just completely do you wrong. So I think that's been one of the hardest parts for me. It's like all those people that I've met throughout my whole like career and like journey. It's been all those people that have wronged me and just like invited me to play with them and like left me in the corner, or like last minute they don't end up letting me perform, or they make me do all this work and then I'm super excited to perform and then they end up like pushing me aside. Or it's one, really frustrating, and two, you feel like people don't really take you seriously and that they don't respect you just because you don't really know much about the environment. It really puts you down and makes you feel like you're not worth it, or that you're not good enough to be a performer or a musician. And so one, I guess like those people have served as like motivation for me to like prove to them that I'm worth something and that I'm not just something that they can just like throw out and that leave. But so I mean, on one end it has like helped me like treat with those kind of people, but at the same time it's made it really hard for me. And like there were times when I would come home crying after situations or scenarios with dealing with people, like things like that. So it was definitely hard, but I mean it's paid off, because after dealing with so many people like that out there, you'd be surprised how many people out there there are that are like that. But it's been worth it, because I've been actually growing and flourishing into what I want to become. So, but yes, it has definitely been one of the most hard and annoying parts of being a musician. Almost done with our questions. Next one is from Eric Gronberg. He asks, performing, writing, or recording, which is most important to you and why? I mean, I think all those three things are like essential for a musician. Like, I would say that each of them, not one is more important than the other. I think like each of them has like their thing that makes it essential or important for me. I think for performing, that's how I am able to show people how passionate I am about music, and that's where when I perform I get to show people, I get to portray a feeling and give that feeling to other people. So that's like my time to really let myself loose and just get lost in the performance and in the music. So that's performing. But writing that's where I get to come up with a set of lyrics that are describing the way I'm feeling, and I get to put that on a piece of paper and turn it into something beautiful. And so that's like another way for me to express myself. And then recording, that's where I get to really be nitpicky with my work and really perfect the things I want to do, and I guess really show like my full potential in recording. But I mean, all of them are important to me. But I mean, if I'm rewording the question to which one I enjoy to do the most, I would say performing, and like performing for people is my favorite thing. But I can't really pick from those three things which one is more important to me. I'd say all of those things are very important to me, because again, there are different ways that I can express myself and that I can show people how passionate I am about music. But out of those things, I think performing is my favorite, and all three are essential and important. Second to last question at HailJ49 asks, whose music do you try and emulate the most? So for those of you who don't know, another goal of mine as a musician is to become a rock star. So one of my favorite rock stars / musicians is Alice Cooper. And I really want to be like him and sound like him, because he's a very unique performer. He does a lot of stunts and theatrical acts when he performs live, like this. And I just really admire that about him. I think it's very unique, and I don't think there's another musician that performs like him. And I just really like his music and his style. He has a very like rock and roll style, which I really like, since I really like rock. But so yeah, I think he's the one musician that I would want to be like and sound like. I actually forgot there's 2 more questions I'm gonna answer. And at Tidy Up with Sophia asks, who's your favorite sister? I have 3 older sisters. I am the youngest of 4. And I don't have a favorite sister. I just like them all equally. Just kidding. I love them all. But yeah, I don't have a favorite sister. Last but not least, the last question is by an anonymous user. They ask, who is your favorite guitarist? And this is actually a really good question because no one's ever asked me who my favorite guitarist is. People always ask me who my favorite singer or like musician in general is, but no one's ever asked me who my favorite guitarist is. And it's a good question because guitar is my first instrument. And there are people that I look up to or that I want to play like. And so that I would say is John Petrucci and Sinister Gates. I really love them both. They are both progressive metal artists or metal artists. And I was introduced to metal by a friend like 2 years ago. And I realized that metal musicians are so talented. And they're really good at doing what they do. And I want to play like them. And it's like if you ever actually like listened to metal music, it's so complex and hard. And it takes skill. It's not just screaming and playing random things. No, there's a lot of technique that goes into playing metal. So I really love John Petrucci and Sinister Gates. They're my favorite guitarists. So yeah, so those were all the questions that I got from you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something new about me that you didn't already know. If you have any more questions, you can comment down below or DM me on Instagram. And if you have any video suggestions or song suggestions for covers that I should do or that you would like to see me record, you can again comment or you can DM me personally. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notifications of when I post and you can be the first one to watch the videos. So thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day.